Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. It is the fifth and final stage of this British Grand Prix in Real Racing 3. Let's get to it. We're finally here. We finally made it. Admittedly, I did do all of this recording in one session, so this was all recorded like early Sunday morning for me. But yeah, let's get it. Coming out of the pits, it's gonna be close. There's gonna be a car on the left, so I have to get out ahead of them and make sure I don't get overtaken. Pretty simple. He's alongside. It's Lewis. Yeah, I'm not gonna give him any space. I'm not gonna give him any space at all. Slam the door shut in his face. We have cold tires, so I'm gonna weave as much as possible to try and get temperature into them. Lewis is right on my back. In me weaving as well, I'm breaking the slipstream, so he's not catching up as quickly as he probably could have. Into Brooklands, have to be a lot more careful, as well as through Luffield. I'm being so much more careful than I usually would, because you could easily lose the back end and get overtaken, and that would be a goal failed. So yeah, against Lewis we're getting a decent gap to Lewis behind, and you can see just how much I had to break through cops. Lewis gained so much time on me there, but there's nothing I could have done. The tires were cold. I would have slid. So yeah, I'm just trying to be safe and yeah, protect myself against anything. Just getting the tires nice and warm. Here's that me slamming the door on Lewis. If anything, if this was more realistic, I probably would have given myself a puncture and this set of tires would have gone down the drain. But yeah, it's Real Racing 3, it doesn't matter. Into Vale, we're up to 77%, so I think we can start pushing now. Just start a flying lap. The British fans that are out here seem to like me slamming the door on Lewis. I mean, just listen to them. You do love to see it. The tires are at 100%, so now we can actually push and get a nice big air gap to Lewis behind. There was nothing in it. In fact, he was slightly ahead of me as I came out of the pits. We've got a 100-meter gap to him, so let's see just how much we can extend that by. See how big we can make that gap. I'd like Real Racing to also tell you just how many seconds he is behind. You can option if you wanted to say the distance, meters or seconds. That'd be pretty cool. Through cops, completely flat out now. Tires are at their optimal temperature, so we can drive how we want to. Braking super late. I broke actually slightly early, looking at that. Through Chapel onto the hangar straight, and Hamilton's just, I can't even see him looking back. Pretty simple. Just drove away from him. And that is the first goal of the 5th stage completed. Now we've got 4 more stages to go. Push up to 9th place, focus on the exit at Chapel so you can get a good run down the hangar straight. And I had to hit 290 kilometers an hour 4 times in this lap. And you guys don't see this, but you saw, I just read it there, simply put. But in editing, I had that frozen on that screen for a good solid 20 seconds. I was struggling at this point. It was like 4 AM for me now. So at this point I was really struggling to focus on the game, and immediately I went off track and I failed. This is literally what drowsiness behind the steering wheel looks like. I was just completely knackered at this point and so tired I couldn't focus. And so yeah, that's kind of what made this recording so long. The video actually became so long my phone stopped recording because it has a kind of timeout thing where it only records for the first it only records until 4 gigs, and the files can't be bigger than 4 gigs. There was a little flash of me pausing because I had literally forgotten what the task was that quickly, and so I paused, read what I had to do again, because honestly I forgot what I had to do. That's just how tired I was. I really didn't know what to do. I couldn't remember that well what I had to do and what I shouldn't do. So quite frustrating. But now we're behind the Aston Martin. Lance Stroll down the Wellington Straights, closing into him in Brooklands. Braking super late, and now we're in the slipstream. We're going to try and go around the outside at Luffield, but he's going to slam the door in, so we're going to go the other way down the inside, and we're ahead of him, going down into cops, but all the way to the left. Get to the left as much as possible through there. This helps you carry more speed through here. We have our teammate Nicholas Latifi right up ahead. Let's not crash into each other again. That was practice. This is the actual race, so let's be courteous. Let's give each other space, and yeah, I'm giving him a little look down the hanger straight. He like almost spun himself around. So I just lifted up because I was like, yeah, there isn't any point. I have to finish in 9th, not at least 9th. So if I overtook him and I finished, it would have been a fail. So that's even longer. But yeah, through the final corner. And that is the second stage. The second goal of the 5th stage, I should say, completed. P9, yeah, it's just pretty much doing what the game tells us to do. I had the pace to get maybe 7th there because there was a car just ahead of Nicholas, maybe even more. And now we're P6, manage our fuel, and we have to push for P5. So we have to gain a position, but we've got to upgrade. Once again, the game's making us upgrade and throw all our money in it. We spent like over 1.5 mil at this point, and we have to spend even more to gain one position. So yeah, it really isn't fun, but we have to do it. And oh my god, is it pricey. I think it might be the most I've ever spent in one of these event videos. That's like 740, essentially 740,000 Motorsport dollars for me to overtake Valtteri. Like, that's ridiculous. That's so much money to make a place, and I have to manage my fuel as well. But I guess I did it and I fail. Well, I guess it's probably so expensive because if the car was slower, I was gonna have to push harder and use more fuel in a sense. But that's still so much money, 740,000 Motorsport dollars to overtake Valtteri and Lando. But that's wild. That is wild to me to think about. But it is what it is. There's not much I can do. Getting Valtteri, robbing him like I'm gonna rob him of his seat next season, hopefully. And then yeah, behind Gasly, we only had that one little slip up at Cops. Woke me up. Oh my god, did you guys see just how close I came to going off track at the last corner? Like, that would have been a failure right there because you can't go off track. Look at how close this is. Ooh, that is on the edge. You can't get any wider than that. That is using the track's extremities to their limit. Like, this is I'm in shock. This is completely unbelievable. I've never gone that wide and the game hasn't said I'm off track. But as you can see, there is a bit of rubber on the white line, and so that counts. So responding to ME7's video where he says, how much do you need to stay on track? That right there, it should show you don't need that much to have the game consider you still on track. That's goal 3 completed. 2 more to go, 4 laps to go, and we have to maintain an average speed of 150. And I think this is one of those missions as well that honestly started killing me, one of those goals as well that was killing me, because this was like 4:30 a.m. for me, and you can see right there, went too wide, too aggressive, instantly failed. We have Gasly, we have to try and maintain an average speed, and I think we have to push up to P2, which is a bit harder as well. We get past Gasly pretty simply, into Abbey and Farm. The car ahead I think is the Ferrari of Sainz. Yes, it is. There we could have hit the apex a bit better there. Doesn't really matter. Get over the sausage curb. That's really what you want to do. You want to get over both the sausage curbs through there. And yeah, we're chasing behind Sainz. We're right up, well, not right up behind him, we're pretty far behind him, but going through Cops, we're obviously going to gain all that time back. I had to brake there because I was in the slipstream. Didn't want to lose the back end because the car suddenly found a lot more speed and make the rear wheel step out. Up next we have Sergio Perez. I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but the grid in Real Racing 3's of F1 this season is just insane. Like, Ocon's always on pole, Perez is second, Verstappen tends to start like 14th or something. Like, it really starts very far at the back. I don't really know why they do that. They should just keep it how it's been before, you know, the Mercedes at the front row lockout. And here you can see me overtaking Esteban. So this is a situation where you can see I didn't really understand what I was told to do. I just read drive, and in my head I was like, okay, cool, drive, average speed, done, calm. I did it, right? But no, it would have said goal complete, and guess what? Failed. It's another goal I failed. We need a counter. I hope someone's been counting in the comments how many times I failed this goal. It's been so frustrating because the more I fail, the earlier it gets actually, because it's in the morning, and so immediately again we go too wide, out of Vale, and fail. Like, this has just been this was so long, it was so annoying. I got so frustrated because I know I have the pace. Then we went too deep out of Vale, almost ran into the back of Gasly. That also probably would have been a fail. We get him out of club on the Hamilton straight. We have Sainz up next again in a similar position to previous failures and stuff, and we get him out of stow. Had to tap the brakes there as well, just to be safe, because at this point I got so tired. I was like, okay, I'll drive quick but safe at the same time. I'm not going to risk too much anymore, because I want to complete this. That's all I want to do. All I want to do is complete it. Now we're behind Sergio Perez. This is the final lap. We're maintaining the average speed now, which has actually been a little bit more difficult than I expected it to be, because normally these average speed things are quite simple, like just drive and you do it. But with this one, the difficulty came in here when you would catch Ocon at the end of the lap, but you can't overtake him. You have to finish in second. And so you keep on lifting off so he can go ahead of you. But in doing that, you're dropping your average speed. And then this is what would happen. You'd come out of Vale, you'd run down, and you're no longer keeping that average speed. Your average speed's gone down. It's not high enough. And you fail again. And now you have to do it again. So that's really what made this super difficult, is that you would catch up to Ocon like right at the end of the lap, and he just came too close. You can see there I failed twice. The one time was because of Ocon, the other time I just went too aggressive through cops and lost it. And then here, tapped Ocon, spun him around, failed again. It was just, this was honestly so frustrating. I was so annoyed. And then I just came up with the tactic of just keeping the speed at like 250 something. Just keep it somewhere there, like above 250. And happily, mercifully, that worked. We finally passed the stage after so long of trying and attempting and probing to get past Ocon. You can see there, the recording is like 40 minutes long, and it's 4:20 a.m. Hashtag 420. 4:20 a.m. And I just kept on doing that stage, that part, that goal over and over and over and over again. It was really frustrating. But now the goal is simple. Get past Ocon, full stop. That's all it is. Get past Ocon. Your tires are gonna die towards the end, but you should be ahead of him with a big air gap. So Ocon, we get him into village, which isn't really an overtaking zone. You don't really want to overtake there, because up next you have the long straight of the Wellington Straight, which is a DRS straight. So if this game had DRS, Ocon would have had DRS behind me, and he probably would have gone past. And guess what? I crashed into the back of the house and failed again. So let's try that again. We're behind Ocon again through Abbey and Farm. This time we had a look up the inside, and we absolutely robbed him. That's daylight robbery. We're side by side through the loop, but we're ahead of him. But by the time entry comes around, because we had a better run, and we're finally ahead of Ocon again. Over 80% on the tires, so the tires should be good. It's just 2 laps left, so we can somewhat push this lap, but you do have to kind of be careful, because I think going off track would result in a failure and you'd have to do it again. So gotta be safe there. You can see I just tapped the brakes. I was like, I want to bring this home. I want to just get over and done with it through maggots and pickets. Getting past the Haas that time, and the British fans again absolutely loved it. Their homeboy in P1. Listen. You absolutely love to see it. Everyone's on the George Russell hype train now. You gotta love him. You absolutely do have to love him. Through Vale. See, I just had to check without going off track. I had to check again. Like I told you, I was really struggling at this point. And we just skipped ahead through the final lap because nothing really happened. I just drove around for a bit. That is Stage 5 completed. It is the British Grand Prix completed. We've done it. We've completed it. We have earned a 2021 Formula 1 car. George Russell could get upgraded. I don't know if I'm going to upgrade him, but if I do, I'll get the Invitational Series, so we'll see what happens in the future. But yeah, I've got money to spend. Bun it. We got instant upgrades, so let's just go and max the car out. May as well get a max setup. You know, why not? There it is. We've got a maxed out British Grand Prix setup. Finally. Here are the rewards that we earned. Quite a lot. 2,400 VP, 20 gold, and like 20 Motorsport Dollars, if I'm not mistaken. So obviously we're gonna take the Williams still. We're gonna earn all the other cars through the other races. Yeah, one thing I noticed though is that with the Champion Series, there's a couple of tracks that aren't there. Monaco isn't there anymore. Neither is Barcelona. So I don't know if Real Racing got rid of them for this season, but I saw that Suzuka is back in the Champion Series, so we'll see how that works. I hope that Monaco's still there, because Monaco is kind of fun to go around. It is quite hard, but it is still a fun track to go around. That being said, thanks for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe. Peace.